welcome to the Gary Dunn Show for September 30th, 2024. I'm your host, Gary Smith, and on today's show, we will talk to Coach Dunn about this past weekend's action against Gannon, and we'll take a look around the PSAC scores and standings, and then break down this upcoming week's opponent, the Clarion Golden Eagles. First, I got to apologize, Coach. I got a little bit of a beard going on today. We're in September. I got to start growing for my Halloween costume.
You gotta start early.
You know, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Yeah.
So this is how I start. I'll probably shave it once, but you know, I didn't wake up late. This is preparation for an epic Halloween costume. So the Halloween edition of the Gary Dunn Show is 1 month from today. So we'll be in full costume.
Yeah, I can't grow a beard, so
all right, that's good.
Congratulations to you.
Excellent, excellent. That's one of my two skills, and the other one will be left for off-camera stuff. But Coach, obviously in a good mood today. Very good effort on Saturday. First of all, what was it like being home? First time, it seems like it's been 10 months since you've been home.
We got here to the Student Center early. We 7:50. We have a walkthrough in our pregame meal, and it was nice just to pull onto campus and see the cheerleaders moving around, see the band moving around. So we had our walkthrough and pregame meal, and then got up to the stadium. Stopped out at the alumni tent to see some of our alumni first, and then obviously the tailgating was rolling, and folks were filling up the parking lot. So it was just good to be at home. You know, our guys have done a good job on the road. Unfortunately, we're back on the road for 2 more. But it was great to be at home, and I thought we took a step in the right direction. I don't think we're there yet, but I thought Saturday we played cleaner football than we have so far this year.
Well, I tell you what, coming into Saturday, first of all, beautiful afternoon. Like you said, the tailgaters were in full effect, good crowd. And you could feel that energy, almost kind of like a groundswell for not having played. Usually first home games, end of August, first week of September. We're 4 weeks into the season, first time you're home. And I think that the team really fed off that because there was just that energy of coming out and like, we're going to take care of business and we're going to leave we're not going to make this be in doubt for very long.
Yeah, I tell you, we had a lot of student support. We had a lot of student groups that had showed. Women's basketball did their family day and had over 100 people. I know the fraternities and sororities got together and had a tailgate. So it was nice to see the student support and to be at home. But I thought our guys were locked in and ready to play. I thought we had a good week of work going into it. It was kind of a different week. It was quiet. There wasn't a lot of talk. And I was talking to Coach, God, it's quiet out here. They said, yeah, but they're working, and sometimes that's okay. So, just thought we had a good week of work, and like I said, we thought we took a step in the right direction. And
it didn't really take long. Gannon got the opening kickoff driving, forced turnover, and we're going to talk about turnovers this game. Your team forced several of them, but take that turnover and go and score, and then you're off to the races.
Yeah, that was a big turnover. They converted a third down, a third and long, which we got to do a better job. That's one thing I take away from Saturday is we got to do a better job on third and long downs of getting off the field. But we had a kid slip, and sometimes that happens, so they complete a ball. But they were driving a little bit, and Rashawn Murray come up with a pick, his second pick in 2 games, and that kind of jump started us.
And then later in the first quarter, after you score, Gannon gets the ball back, driving a little bit. Another fumble. Keith Charney picks it up, and you go right back in.
Turnovers were huge. Our defense did a phenomenal job. We call that our main thing. We work takeaways every day, tackling and takeaways, and to get a couple turnovers. That one gave us a short field, and we were able to convert that. But complementary football, defense turning it over and offense putting points up off the turnover. I believe that was the drive we went for it on 4th down. Mm-hmm. I've got confidence in our guys right now. It was right on the border. I got no doubt Anthony could have made that kick, but it was a situation in the game. I felt like, if we can get another score there, put another touchdown on, now we're going to kind of be rolling a little bit.
In that first half, and in the entire game, for that matter, efficient. Your offense was very efficient. Davis Black through the air, 23 of 31, 297, 4 touchdowns. But, I mean, the numbers are one thing, but just moving the chains and keeping the drives going. I mean, there were some really good play calls out there, just really good execution.
Yeah, I thought we threw the ball more effectively than we had the first 3 weeks. Defenses are now, they're not going to just let us run and staying too high. Gannon had a plan to kind of show something and play something else, and I thought we threw the ball effectively. We had a number of guys catch balls. I thought Davis was efficient. Would be remiss if I didn't talk about we scored before the half again. Mm-hmm. That's I think every game this year. That's a big momentum boost going into halftime is to put points up, and it seems like it's been late every every time that we scored on our what would have been the last play. We had one timeout. We said, oh, we're going to run the ball here. If we don't get in, I'm immediately going to call a timeout, and we'll decide whether we're going for it or kicking the field goal. But the score there kind of gave us momentum going into halftime. Now, on the flip side of that, where I think defensively we need to get off the field on 3rd and long, offensively we got to do a better job of coming out of the locker room. This is 2 weeks in a row that we came out. We only had to punt once on Saturday, and that was our first possession of the second half. We just didn't. I don't know that we executed. We probably could have had some other things called, but we got to get better coming out of the half because we are doing a good job going into the half. Now, that end of the half, beginning of the first half, if you can put 14 points on the board there, now you're talking that's a big momentum swing. So we got to do a better job of that.
Yeah, going into the half, it was 28-7 California. And then, like you said, second half, didn't get a score there, but not long after that, defense, big pick six. And I was calling for a pick six 3 times in the game. That's the one I didn't call for the pick six, and it happened.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen if your front seven doesn't get the
I'll tell you what,
penetration.
Naquan Crowder was our defensive tackle, was able to hit the quarterback from behind, didn't see him coming, blindside hit, and affected obviously the ball that went right to Grant Hoppel. But you got to credit the pressure on that one, and Grant did a good job of catching it and getting the end zone. But Naquan made that happen.
And then Grant Hoppel goes in and gets to get the celebration and also go to the celebration mat. Your team really seemed to enjoy that. A lot of energy coming off the sidelines with the score. I mean, just the energy on the sidelines, energy in the stands, and just energy with the team was just off the chart this week.
Yeah, we're trying to get our kids and our players to understand that celebrate together. I think Grant Hoppel will be the first one to tell you that he doesn't make that pick if Naquan doesn't have the blind side. I think our receivers, Amari Hopkins had a wide open touchdown. If Davis Black doesn't put the ball in the money and the O-line doesn't protect, then he doesn't have that success. So we're trying to get our kids to celebrate together. And trying to get them off the field so that we don't get penalties. I think the problem is these guys watch football all day Sunday. In the NFL, they're allowed to celebrate. Even at Division I at times, it appears they're allowing them to celebrate. In the PSAC, they're not. So let's get to the sideline. Let's celebrate with our teammates, and let's create a little excitement that way.
And, Coach, you touched a little bit about we were talking the passing game, and I happened to look down. 9 different guys caught balls for you. Led by Davey Johnson, 6 receptions, 103 yards. 4 guys caught touchdown passes, but going deep into that receiving core, not just receiving core, your tight ends getting out there, a couple really good plays, really good reads, getting your tight ends open throughout the middle and big gains.
Yeah, I think Davis is doing a good job, and we've got a host of talented receivers. I think I told you last week, I think it's probably our deepest position that we have. We feel like we have 6, 7, 8 guys that can play, and we're keeping them fresh by using them all. I still think you're going to see some other guys. Each week I'm hoping it's a different guy that steps up, and as long as the ball is going where Davis's reads take it, then we're good with it. I don't care who catches, and that's what we tell our receivers. Like, we're not designing plays to go to this specific receiver or this specific receiver. We're designing plays to beat a defense, and if they take this away, then this should be here. If they take this away, that should be there. And I think he's doing a nice job of spreading the ball around and putting the ball where it should go at times. Now, he did predetermine a couple on Saturday that we're going to talk about as soon as I'm done with this. We're going to meet, but I think he's doing a good job for the most part, but we're looking for perfection.
And, I mean, it was pretty close to perfection. I know Coach is always going to have to say.
I know they're always going to say close to perfection.
But as a fan, it was great to watch. That's what I always frame it as. But also, too, with a game like that in the second half, you were able to get some players, a lot of guys in the game. And back and forth, Peyton Hill, 1 for 1. But, we talked, you scored going into the end of the first half. But he was on the field in a clutch situation because Davis Black got dinged up on a play, had to come out. And then you have your backup quarterback and didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, I thought it was good to get those guys in. I think the whole fourth quarter just about we were able to rotate some guys in and get some guys some reps, and that's good because our guys work extremely hard at practice. I'll tell you, our scout teams are doing an incredible job right now. Our scout team defense, man, they just love playing football. They show up every day excited to play. They fight each other on who's in and who's out. No one wants to sit out. They're doing a really good job. So for us to be able to get some guys in the game and get some experience that'll pay off down the road was huge for us.
And on the defensive side, Coach, we talked about a lot of guys on the offense, receivers getting catches. You got a lot of guys getting in there. This tackle sheet is probably one of the longest ones I've seen in a while, but a couple things stand out. 4 tackles for a loss, 12 yards doesn't look great on paper, but your defense, your front seven was in the backfield the entire time and really causing problems. And then also 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job of stopping the run. And you flip it back offensively. I thought we had good balance. I think we ran for 145 yards, which is a little lower than we've been running, but that's due to what Gannon was doing. But I think defensively, we're doing a good job of stopping the run. I think they only had 1 or 2 plays that I think they had 1 explosive play on us. We got better there. We still got to clean up the tackling. We've got to do a better job of tackling. We missed too many tackles, but I thought our defense played well. And on the flip side of that, when we talk about our wide receivers, we feel like we're really deep at inside linebacker. So we played a number of inside linebackers. We feel like we got some depth at safety, so we're playing a few safeties. And our defensive staff's doing a good job of creating roles for guys in different packages. So we got to continue to grow and play more guys. But we did play a number of guys this week.
Well, the stat to look at, your defense held Gannon to 2.6 yards a carry, and, 2.6 times 3 is less than 10, so you're definitely putting them definitely on Saturday into 3rd and long and 3rd and good luck.
Yeah, we're doing a good job stopping the run. Like I said earlier, we got to be a better 3rd down team getting off the field, and we'll work on that. There's always something to work on. Like I said, we took a step in the right direction, but we have certainly not arrived yet. There's a lot of things that we've got to clean up. I talked to my coaches yesterday. Kind of the message this week is back to fundamentals. There were some things on Saturday on both sides of the ball that will end up costing us if we don't get it corrected now. When you get into a season and it kind of becomes Groundhog Day where you're doing the same thing every day, you kind of let some things slip. And I told the coaching staff yesterday that we're back to preseason camp. I want you to coach them on the same things you were coaching day 1, day 2, day 4, day 5. Our fundamentals, our techniques, our ball security, our tackling, all those things. We're not just going to go through the motions. We've got to get back to focusing on us.
Well, let's take a look back at this past Saturday's action versus the Gannon Golden Knights. And then during this halftime, our good friend James Salvatore went out to the parking lot to talk to some of the tailgaters. And then
Did
we'll look
not know that.
Yep,
I'm looking forward to that.
It's very good. It's a very festive piece. I think they sampled all the buffalo chicken dip in the area on Saturday. And then coming out of the break, we'll look at last year's highlights versus the Clarion Golden Eagles. You're watching the Gary Dunn Show right here on CTV Sports 1.
Whitaker drops back to pass, fires again for his receiver, and it's picked off. Hurry up here, handoff to Boyd again. Boyd punching it in for the touchdown, Bobby Boyd. High snap, lost the football, live ball, recovered by number 31,
Charney.
Keith Charney. Black takes a snap, looks, fires for Amari Hopkins, back shoulder, and it's caught for the touchdown. Black looks for the deep ball, has Willis, and it's caught for the touchdown. Eric Willis. Man in motion, Hill hands off to McCann. McCann easily pushes his way in for the touchdown. Whitaker, empty backfield from his own end zone. Hit as he throws. The pass is picked off by number 15. That's Grant Hopple. Black. Pass caught. Johnson able to break free from one man. Stiff arms the other and rumbles in for the touchdown. Gonna be a faked handoff. Rolling to his left. Throws caught. Touchdown is called. That's number 17, Natal Blessett.
This is James Salvatore. This week's episode, since this is our first home opener, is we're going to go around asking everyone what their favorite part about tailgating is. Let's go. What's your score predictions of today's game?
Falcons 42, Gannon 10.
Vulcans 45, Gannon 7.
See who pays off. I have no idea what I'm going to predict yet, so stay tuned. Score predictions for today's game.
I got Vulcans winning 35-17.
What's your favorite part about tailgating?
Just meeting all the fans and all the families of the players, just interacting with everyone.
So what's on the menu today at your tailgate?
We have Jimmy John's, we have queso that's homemade, and we have pulled pork.
Good. I should.
You should have one.
I should. Okay. I'll have one.
Fresh made ones versus Dunkin' Donuts ones.
Okay. Which one's better though? Because I don't want to take those from you guys.
You eat whatever. You take what you want.
Look, man, we don't do anything we don't want to.
Okay.
You eat. You want one?
I
Sure?
appreciate it.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks, guys. There's Finn. What's your favorite part about tailgating?
The food.
What's on the menu today at your place?
I don't know. Yeah, buffalo chicken.
Buff dip's probably it. It's got to be on the menu. It's got to. You know, it's working pretty well. I got free food out of it. So I mean, if we just keep going to every single tent, and I get free food. I'm not gonna have to eat lunch.
Not only do you not have to eat lunch, you don't have to pay for it.
True. Nothing beats free food. What's your favorite part about tailgating?
My favorite part of tailgating is probably hanging out with my buddies and getting ready to go watch Gannon beat Cal and probably drinking.
What's on the menu today?
Just burgers and dogs.
What's your favorite part about tailgating?
Just the camaraderie, the friends. Just doesn't. It's awesome.
What's your favorite food to eat at a tailgate?
Gotta be a burger, cheeseburger, not hamburger.
What's your score prediction of today's game?
28-7 Cal U.
Okay, quick question that people have to know. What's your favorite part about tailgating?
I don't tailgate.
What's your favorite part about watching football or just being around the environment?
I like our athletic promotions team and how much they get the community involved.
He's got to get a bonus star on that one. What's your favorite part about tailgating?
Just seeing all the great people, great students and families here. The Greek community had a great turnout today. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your favorite part about tailgating?
The food and the drinks.
What's on the menu today?
Burgers, hot dogs, so far, and we got 7-layer dip and hamburger dip.
You got that buff dip?
Yeah.
That's the best part right there.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Spending time with my friends.
What's your favorite part about tailgating?
All of it. Hanging out with everybody. With all the
yeah, tailgating and hanging out with the Greeks.
So what's on the menu today? Everyone's got to know.
buffalo chicken dip, or Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's. Morgan made cowboy caviar, pasta salad. I didn't even know. Potatoes. Chips. And
Everyone's got to know. Do you guys have buffalo dip?
oh my God, we don't have buffalo dip.
This is the bus. Let's go.
Hanging out with everyone, having a good time, enjoying the weather, everything about that.
I love the sports. I love the commitment. But it's about the party at the end of the day for a tailgate. That's what it is. The Cal football team, they're a great team. But it's all about the tailgate life, and the school's dying of it. We need more.
Perfect. Thank you. Part about tailgating.
Probably just bringing the vibes, getting out here with everyone, and just making sure we're all having a good time.
Cal by a million. Cal by a million?
Yeah.
Cal by a million, go Cal!
Perfect.
Go special teams!
What's your favorite part about tailgating?
Absolutely, just meeting everybody and seeing everybody. It's always just a fun time being able to hang out with everybody, especially the guys after the game. So, thank you.
The communicating with everybody, just being social, talking, having fun.
Oh, definitely meeting all the parents, the families, getting to know everybody, and of course, food and drink.
Yeah, food and drink all the way. Yeah. Food and drink, yeah.
Being allowed to drink and have fun starting at 10 a.m. all day.
Meeting new family. We're new here to Cal U, so we love our new Cal U family. So, go Vulcans!
Perfect.
Beat Gannon.
Favorite part about tailgating? What is in my hand, my friend?
Good response. Good answer. What about you?
It's my first one. My daughter's a freshman here. So
same with him?
Yeah.
You enjoying it so far?
What's that?
You enjoying it?
Oh yeah, this is great. Yeah. So we're gonna have a good time.
Good. Good. Thanks, guys.
But let's just take a moment, pause for the food. This is actual real food for human consumption. See? We even have gluten-free on option. So we did really well. So that's why this is a mom thought out.
Don't have buffalo dip. It cannot be a tailgate without buffalo dip. I'm sorry.
Not only do we have buffalo, we have the best buffalo chicken dip, and Mr. Prevo is the one who created. So all right, chip to dip ratio too.
Initial thoughts? It's very creamy. That's pretty good. If I had to rate out of 10, because I'm a big fan of kick.
Okay. Well, that kick is in there. You're getting it.
I'm probably going 9-1. That's very good.
Being here early, seeing all the people at the tailgate, getting ready for the game. This is my fifth or sixth year, because my kid had a COVID year. And we just enjoy cooking, and after the game, we get to feed a lot of the players, have some beers. It's all good time.
Predictions of today's game.
21-3. Cal. Yeah. 35-14 Cal. What you got?
I got 42-14 Cal.
28-10 Cal.
So my favorite thing about tailgating is probably eating food and definitely just hanging out, playing cornhole. Score prediction of the game, I'm going to go with Cal U 28, Gannon 10. Tune in next week for another episode of What's Up Vulcans.
Motion handoff on the carry. Nice run up the middle. That was Paul Newton. The ball came out as well. And I think everyone's signaling Vulcan's way, and I think the Vulcans have it. First and goal from the 6. Play action pass again. Quick pass over the middle. Caught for the touchdown. That's DAB Johnson. And that's going to be the Vulcans' first strike of the game. 6-0 California. Biko on to attempt the field goal. Biko's kick is up. And Biko's kick is good. Benedict on the carry. Benedict going to work his way into the end zone for the Golden Eagle touchdown. Black trying to find Willis. And Willis pulls it in for the Vulcan touchdown. Trusts his receiver all the way, and Willis reads it beautifully. First and 10, Black testing deep down the field. That pass is caught in the end zone for the touchdown. That's DeMonte Martin pulling in the throw. Another big play from this Vulcan offense. Corbin going to receive the call. And Corbin, ball comes out as he's going down to the ground, and the Vulcans fall on top of it. Black toss to McCann. Great blocking. McCann into the end zone for the Vulcan touchdown. He gets himself another one, and the Vulcans tack on 6 more. Handoff this time to Williams, and Williams has a ton of space, and Williams into the end zone for the Vulcan touchdown. Untouched as he falls in, and the Vulcans tack on 6 more.
And welcome back to the Gary Dunn Show. Right there you saw highlights from last year's game at home versus the Clarion Golden Eagles. And Coach, just to put a bow, one last bow on Saturday's win against Gannon. Like I said, just a team effort. Just had to, like I said, had to feel good to be at home. But what's the message now, knowing that, okay, you're home for a week, but we're back on the road for 2 straight weeks. But luckily you've done it once or twice this year.
Anybody, anywhere. You know, we don't have the luxury of making our schedule. Our conference gives us our schedule. I know a lot of our alumni have talked to me about it. I have no control over it. The conference office sends the schedule, and we got to go play it. So we're not going to complain about it. We're going to embrace it. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I think our administration does a good job allowing us to take care of our guys the best that we can. So we're going to make the best of the trip, and we're going to go up there and try and play good football.
And speaking of the conference, let's take a look around the PSAC conference this week. The first weekend of divisional play in the PSAC. I see on the scoreboard California 49-7 over Gannon. Also in the West, IUP over Clarion 31-0, and then Slippery Rock coming back late against Edinburgh 28-23. And Seton Hill had an off week this week since we're an odd number since Mercier's left. And then over in the East, Lock Haven coming back late in the second half to beat Millersville 24-23. Shepherd over Shippensburg 38-0. Kutztown in a close one over East Stroudsburg 27-21. And then Bloomsburg beating Westchester 23-21. And Coach, the calendar turns over as we're going to look just briefly on the screen will be the PSAC East and West standings. Half teams are 1-0, half teams are 0-1, and Seton Hill's 0-0. So very early, but we talked about it last week that every team going to this past weekend, you have a chance still, no matter what happened, fresh start to get to where you need to be. And, where we need to be this week will be at Clarion. I know you had a chance to start watching some film on them. We'll break down first the offense. I know last year they had running a little different set than what we saw. Is that the same, different? What have you seen on film?
Very similar. They'll probably be throwing the ball more this year than they did a year ago. They've got an athletic quarterback. They'll do some quarterback run stuff. We had a hard time tackling him last year. He had a nice game rushing against us last year. They're probably throwing the ball a little more efficiently, and that comes with an experienced quarterback. This is his second year as a starter. They'll still do some jet and some fly motion stuff and some sweeps that are wide receivers. Doesn't seem to be as much as they were because they're better at throwing the football. So we've got to play assignment football. We can't allow the motions to affect us. We've got to be great and detailed with our eyes and understanding where we're fitting off our run gaps off these motions. Where our leverage is in the pass game. It's going to be a week of assignment football to us and then run to the football. They've got some explosive athletes that can make you miss and can go the distance. So, the key for those guys is be disciplined with our eyes and our techniques, and then we got to run to the football and gang tackle. But they're doing a nice job offensively. I was just watching the Indiana game before I came over. It was, I think, 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and it was 14-0 IUP. Now, we all know IUP's a tough place to play. It was on the road, and it was a close ball game, and then they kind of pulled away at the end. So we're going to have to go up there and play good football. We're going to have to go up there and play good team defense to have success on that side of the ball.
And how tough is it on your scout team having to do something a little different than probably, because a lot of the teams you played this year so far, kind of similar, but Clarion a little different. So how important is it for them to give your first team defense the proper looks?
It's imperative. And I'll tell you, our offense, we run an offense that does a lot. So a lot of the principles are the same in every offense. Their motions may be a little bit different, but I think our offense, and really offense and defensively, I think we complement each other, preparing each other well. For example, as an offense, we give Coach Turner and our defense just about every formation that he could see. On the flip side of that, our defense runs just about every front that we're going to see. So I think we complement each other. In college football, it's tough sometimes. You go to a school that runs the option attack. Well, their defense struggles to prepare against throwing teams because your offense doesn't throw it. So I think we complement each other well. So I think there's some things that we do offensively that Clarion does that are similar. So that'll help our scout team guys be able to give them a better look. But like I said earlier, both our defense and our offensive scout teams, man, they are working. We're going to reward those guys. We're going to do a little scrimmage tomorrow with the scout team guys at the end of practice to kind of reward them and let them play a little bit because of the work that they're giving both the offense and defense.
And on the other side of the ball, what does Clarion's defense bring? What will they bring to try and slow down the Cal offense?
Yeah, they're going to line up in an even front. They support the run a little bit different than most. This is really the first true even front that we've seen. We've seen odd every. Charleston was a 30 stack. Gannon was what we call a 55. Or Gannon was a 4 down and a 3 down. They kind of hybrid. Westchester was a 55. So this is the first even front that we've seen on the year. They're going to support the run a little bit different. They have what we call overhangs or outside linebackers, and then they'll support it with a corner blitz. They're a good defense. I think they're only giving up maybe 17, 18 points a game. No one's scoring a lot of points on them. They're making teams drive the length of the field. They're stopping the run and making teams drive the length of the field. So we've got to be diligent in our preparation, and we've got to play assignment football and not kill ourselves.
And on to the third phase of the game, the special teams, which so often in tight games and also divisional games, it comes down to maybe a play here, there with the special teams. What do they look like on the third phase?
Yeah, they're solid. They got a good punter, and they got a solid kicker. We've put more emphasis on special teams this year, and I think it's paying off. We chart special teams after every game. I think we won 4 special teams this week. With what we call the big 4: kickoff return, punt, and punt return. and we tied an explosive. Neither Gannon nor us had an explosive this week, so that's 3 weeks in a row that we've carried kind of the special teams. But we just got to. Our guys understand special teams can change the complexion of a game. When, for example, last week we only punted one time, so you got to go out there and be perfect on that one punt. When we kick off a bunch, and we were running a number of guys down there. We got to get on, and I thought they had one decent return on us. It's one shot, so we got to be perfect at special teams.
And we will see all 3 phases of the game on Saturday, 2 o'clock. Let's go before we tease that, and we'll give Coach a few seconds to talk people to take the drive up to Clarion this weekend. We're going to take a look at what else is going on in the PSAC. Again, the second week of divisional play. We mentioned California at Clarion, 2 o'clock. Starting at noon, Bloomsburg and Kutztown. Shippensburg at Westchester. Lock Haven at Shepherd. East Stroudsburg at Millersville. Seton Hill at Gannon at 1 o'clock. And then the other 2 o'clock game, Slippery Rock and IUP. So a lot of Division II PSAC football between 12 o'clock in the afternoon and about 2 o'clock game would end about 5. So about 5 hours of just chaos in the PSAC, and every game's important.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what's great about college football is every game means something. So you got to show up and be ready to play every week. You got to have a great week of preparation. If you're not, then you're not going to play well. And I think our guys understand that. It starts today in our 2 o'clock special teams meeting. We've got to be detailed in what we're doing, and then we got to take it up to the field this evening to have a great week of practice to give ourselves an opportunity to play good football.
Well, you talked about it a little bit before about just keeping everybody, talking like it's the first week of camp because, if you look at the schedule, 4 games in doesn't seem a lot, but in reality, you and your team have been together since the beginning of August. We're at 3 months almost.
Yeah, and
people don't realize that.
It is absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's. You have 4 weeks of preseason camp, and now you're week 4 of the season. Like, we've been here a long time, so it's time to really buckle down and be about our details. And doing, if it was important to do the first week of the season, it's certainly just as important to do week 5.
And some of the details that are needed to be known are this Saturday, 2 o'clock at Clarion. Autumn Leaf Festival this weekend, so go get some funnel cake, wear your red and black.
Autumn Leaf Festival. I'm not sure how the conference puts us at
every
the
year.
Autumn Leaf Festival every year, but wow, what a great opportunity for our fans and our alumni to go up and enjoy the fall foliage, I guess.
Well, and again, like you said, we had a great tailgate at home.
Yeah.
Had a pretty good tailgate at Lock Haven. This is a lot closer than the Lock Haven trip. So
short trip.
Love to see a lot of red and black. What's your last appeal to the fans to follow the bus up on Saturday?
Yeah, we need your support. It's playing 5 of our first 6 on the road. Let's turn that into a home game up there, and I know we'll have a lot of people there. I know our parents are going to travel. We'll have some alumni up there, but let's go and let's make it feel like Adamson Stadium.
I can't add anything else.
That's all you got.
2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, California at Clarion. Coach Gary Dunn, I'm Gary Smith. You're watching the Gary Dunn Show right here on CUTV.